day.
Right.
You need to show.
You need to bench the 100.
Yeah, so what I'm trying to do is trying to make noise, and hopefully, it's not hopefully, I know it will happen. Someone will notice.
Yeah.
And they'll probably bring in those. I've been an artist all my life. Been drawing, been doing all these things. So I started doing 3D animation some time back, and I pushed myself to do it like as good as the firms in the US do it. So now I'll give you an example. Like there's a time I got a deal to do a trailer for a game. Now the cheapest company in the US was charging about $500,000. That's like $500,000. Now for me as a Ugandan, even 100,000 is way more than I expect. But to them, that's nothing. That's peanuts. So I try to position myself as the guy that can produce the same quality you get in the US, kind of like India. Yeah. So what happens is most of these companies will reach out. They'll reach out to if you're like in Uganda and you're doing a project. Like during COVID, I did a very simple animation for a company in Australia, and for them they were like, "Oh, this is a very cheap job. We don't have any money for it, but it's $10,000, and it takes me like maybe 3 days to do it." And to them, that's like, "Oh my God, this is record time. You're taking very little money." But if I get a couple of those, which I'm doing at home, I'm not even leaving the house. It kind of, in the end, I can spare some money, and I'm not. Again, I'm not a rich person, but I'm not afraid of not having money. So I can invest everything I have.
Your microphone.
Because there's so much echo if it's too loud there. So I'm not afraid of like investing and not having any money left, because I guess I'm hopeful that there's always something else that will come. As long as I have my hands, I can always do something else. Yeah.
As long as I have my hands. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. That's awesome. The third question coming, gentleman in front here.
Thank you. We already talked about content, right? Content generation. I'd like to be more specific and talk about literature, Ugandan literature, say, and filmmaking.
Yeah.
The Queen of Katwe was a book to start with.
Yeah.
And my question is, why is it that, I don't know, but I see that Ugandan filmmakers are not interested in Ugandan literature at all. We have amazing texts that are world class that are not appeared on screen, and yet when you see the culture of film elsewhere, the reason why the Stephen Kings are all out there is because of the relationship that the writers have with the filmmakers. Why is it that there is a conspicuous gap that we see here? Why is it that?
I think it's the copyright law, because there's a couple of Luganda books that I wanted to produce into films, but there's no straightforward process, because I don't know who to talk to. I know most people, like I've seen the movies of these books, and I spoke to some of the beneficiaries of these authors, and they would say someone just made it. They didn't talk to us. So I think that's why the government needs to help, so that we have these things streamlined. Like there's so many things that I would like to do. Like there's some books that are really amazing. Some Luganda books that someone read for me, like in high school, and they're so good. And the movies we're making are not as good as those books. And you would think by creating these books, it would help us like elevate the content. But I don't really understand the process, like how to get the rights to these books. Because some of the authors are dead. Like how do you compensate? How do you deal with this? Because right now it might not be a problem, but in a couple of years, when like you make a movie out of someone's book and it becomes a hit, like how do you start? Like how do you, like the process. I think that's the reason why most people stay away from. And also in Uganda, most people, the funny thing, You see, when you see a dentist, you don't think you can do their job. When you see a doctor, you don't think you can do their job. But for some reason, everyone thinks that they can make movies. Everyone thinks that they can tell stories. And this is because human beings, naturally, we tell stories. But when you're telling your story to, like, your brother, they know all the characters because you grew up, you're talking about your mom, you know. But to me, when you put that on screen, to me, those are just random people. I have no emotional connection towards these people. So this is where everyone thinks they can do it, and then we have so many people trying to do it, and then we are a young industry, basically. So we're making all the rookie mistakes that we're supposed to make. We're supposed to make these mistakes in order for us to learn. So I think it's a bit too early for us to start asking for some of the things we're asking for. Like I'm seeing people, you open up a YouTube and you're already expecting money, and people are asking you how much you get from your YouTube. And you're like, you've just started, you only have like 1,000 subscribers, and like we want quick cash. So that's the reason it kind of, you see someone, they start for a few weeks and they give up because it's not bringing in the quick cash. So then they get a boda because it's instant, you know. So the issue we have is those laws and the fact that we're a young industry. When our industry is young, it's sacrifice only. There's not much to be earned. So that's the process. That's what we're doing now. And when I'm doing the blind date, I know it's going on YouTube for free. It's kind of like open. Anyone who wants can upload it. Any TV station that wants it can show it. It's for showcase, you know, that we can do this. So I know I'm not going to get that much out of it, or probably nothing. But I know at some point someone will. Might be someone on my team, a younger person. By the time they're old enough, the industry would have reached that level where they can get that. And if someone did this for us, like in those days, like our OGs of the industry, the Abe Muchivis, like if someone did this kind of thing for us, who knows, maybe right now would be kind of like where the Kenyans are. So I think someone needs to do it. And if it has to be me, I think someone needs to start. You know?
Someone needs to do it. Yeah. A big hand clap for Lukman. And important for the information he has given us. You've had, from what you say, that lookout is so that you can pay your tax, and also figuring out the fact that you can't adopt things from books that have been written because people don't have legal existence. So the people who are in the media space, it is important for us to streamline this thing called legal existence, guys. We need to streamline legal existence because it's the only way to earn money right. Yeah, and also the other takeout from what you said is that when the industry is growing, we pay with sacrifice. If you're not sacrificing, you won't earn. So I think the biggest... Thank you.
Hello. How are you? How you doing? See, I'm at war. I was born at war. My mind is militarized. It's a loaded machine gun.